Yes, so I plan to use my experience as an economist to get the independent voters, to get new voters, and like Kezia said, it's important for us to go to all these different apartment buildings and figure out who the Republicans are there, to study the delegate list, to study all the lists that we can get our hands on. Thank you so much. Thanks.
So I think you hit the nail on the head, that it's got to be a collective effort and not just Republicans. How do we do that? Don Beyer is the most prolific fundraiser for presidential campaigns. He put Obama Biden in the White House, which is how he got his ambassadorship to Switzerland, where, by the way, gun ownership is mandatory, and I don't know how he survived that dangerous tour. But now Joe Biden's in the White House as a consequence of that, and everything that we are experiencing today in this country, regardless of political stripe, because groceries cost the same, regardless of whether you're a Republican or a Democrat. Gas costs the same. Crime is still affecting you the same. All of those can be traced back to Joe Biden, and no one in this state is more on the hook for Joe Biden in the White House than Don Beyer. Period. That's how you attack him. That's how you pin him. That's how we win. 4.5 points. That's what we need. And I guarantee you, since November of last year's and the governor's election, I am more than comfortable saying we've earned 4.5 points just from Democrat policy since then.
My name is Heerak, and I am the current president of Virginia League for Nursing, which is made up of all the professors of nursing at Virginia universities, including George Mason, Marymount, University of Virginia, Virginia's Commonwealth University, or Dominion University, and all the nurse educators in hospitals like Innova Fairfax Hospital. Now, most of the people who are members in Virginia League for Nursing are Democrats, maybe over 90%. And they're left of Joe Biden. Now, how did I become president as a Trump, MAGA, America First candidate who is against LGBTQ indoctrination and critical race theory? Because they know how good I am as a nurse. They know my leadership skills, and they respect it. I'm constituting my executive board now with the Dean of Galen School of Nursing, which is a new nursing school created by HCA hospitals. You have a hospital here, I think near Vienna or Oakton. That's HCA hospital. It's the largest hospital system. So I'm constituting a new executive board with this new term. And I am working with the biggest leaders in nursing in Virginia, many of whom are aggressively Democrat and supporters of Biden. And why do they follow me? Why are they joining my executive board and working volunteering hours of work to build up my administration? Because they know that I can lead. And that's why I can persuade Democrats in Virginia's 8th district to vote for me. Thank you.
Well, before I went into politics, I was just a humanitarian and I cared about people. And so we've had lots of conversations, a lot of many years, and the things we really care about as families are our kids' education. We care about having a good job so we can provide well for our children. We care about getting to watch our kids play sports at night because we don't want to have to work 2 jobs to provide for our children. It becomes about the family unit. It becomes about having a good future. And when our education systems are broken and they're being indoctrinated and you have parents all across this district angry, and when I say angry, they're angry. I've met so many people who were Democrats before Trump, and when they came to Youngkin because of what happened during COVID in the education, they have now flipped to Republicans because they understand the importance of having a sound education for their families. And then also the jobs issue. We have to continue to have a strong economy, and our inflation has to stay down, so we're not working 1 or 2 jobs to be able to continue to pay our taxes, which have gone up this year, and to pay our mortgages. And then the other thing, remember in 2008 when we had our retirement plans cut in half? That's what inflation is doing to us. It's going to continue to do to us. And so people care about this. People really care about the future. They really get mad when it starts messing with their wallets and their checkbooks, and when it starts messing with just their average day of life. And people are leaving Virginia and going to other states right now, and they don't want to. And we want to give them a reason not to. And this is where we can reach Democrats, and we can reach Republicans, and we can reach people who are independents. We have to focus on the table issues, the family issues, the education issues, the job, and the inflation. So thank you.
Okay, we are kind of close on the time. So does somebody have a really quick question that they can answer in like 30 seconds? And you, I'm not going to ask because I know you're affiliated. So we've got other people here.
But my community cannot attend, and they asked me to deliver this message.
No, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. You can talk to the individual candidates, but the questions are for the people that live in this community. So, sir, can you ask a short? Okay.
Thank you. Quick. It's easy to run against Biden, and I appreciate the point that you made about, that's a strong talking point for us because a lot of Democrats are embarrassed to say they voted for Biden, right? They like to run against Trump, right? So how will you position your campaign when you're accused of being just a Trump proxy or whatever? How do you want to be positioned with regard to Donald Trump's legacy?
Okay, these are going to be 60-second answers, please.
I'll make it quicker than that.
Okay, good.
I was all for $2 a gallon gas long before Trump.
Yes, my name is Heerak, and as you know, I am MAGA, America First, and I support Trump. But I'm also open to Governor DeSantis becoming president in 2024 because he pushes critical race theory and LGBT indoctrination in ways that I believe that Republicans should. And he's shown leadership. So just like Ron DeSantis, I stand for Make America Great Again, America First. Trump has been a figurehead in that movement, but whether Trump digresses from that or stays with that, I will be true to you, to the United States of America, and MAGA, and America First, which I do not equate with Donald Trump, but which I equate with all of us, we the people. Thank you.
Oh, it's so great that we're from Virginia and we get to be Youngkin Republicans. Because basically it's the same thing. It's all the same policies because Trump just stood on Republican solid policies. It was a personality issue more than anything else. So when people start talking to us about anything and about being Trumpicans or whatever, that is not the case. I am a Republican. I stand for the Republican creed. I stand for Republican policies. I did that before he was in office, and I will do that after he's in office because we are going to continue to conserve America, and our policies are what really work. The Democrats do not have the issues, and they do not have the answers. So I will just stand firm on Republican policies.
Yes, I also believe in the Republican creed. I have conservative values, and I like Mr. Trump. However, I would have to be really cautious, just like Mr. Youngkin was with his endorsement. But I would have no problem because I plan to engage in a very strong campaign in Spanish to get new voters, to get parents out there. A lot of Hispanic women were affected very negatively by all these school closures and the gas prices. People need to get to work. Like Kezia said, I mean, we're tired of having 2 or 3 jobs. We just want to have one job and just get on with our lives. So people are very upset about the gas prices. Everybody is. I'm going to focus on getting the Spanish people out there to vote. Spanish people are so important. They need to go vote. They need to go vote for their conservative values, and that is my plan. voy a tener un plan en español, yo hablo súper bien español y lo voy a hacer, puedo ganar. Gracias.
This way. Okay, closing statement time. It's Karina again. Here I am.
Well, see, people are gonna vote for you.
I know. Thank God I'm not running, and thank you all for running. So anyway, okay. So this is the closing statement from Karina, and then our 4 candidates will speak, and then Steve Knotts is going to give a quick update on what the voting process is on May 21st. Okay. Let me address how I can beat whoever the Democrat nominee is, and it's not certain it will be Don Beyer with his almost $2 million war chest. It could be his AOC-backed opponent who has hundreds of thousands in the bank and grassroots support. It is going to take resources and someone with broad appeal. I am the only GOP candidate to raise over $60,000 and have never self-funded or taken corporate or PAC donations. All of my support is organic from you, the people of VA08, and I thank you. We have commitments to break $100,000 before the convention and raise over $500,000 30 days after the convention. Money does not win elections, but it is necessary to show support, momentum, and to have the resources to fight back against the liberal political machine. With over $50,000 in the bank ahead of my closest competitor, it's clear our campaign has the momentum from the people of the 8th District. Speaking of momentum, I am also pleased to have Glenn Youngkin for Governor's senior advisor and long-term GOP operative, Ellen Walter, who led Women for Glenn, joining my campaign. She will be the executive director of Women for Karina. Ellen will be able to directly leverage the great success she oversaw while a part of that historic campaign. Second, we must win non-Republican votes by sticking to my conservative values, but not embracing polarizing politics or trying to align myself to one specific person or brand of Republican. I am someone conservative Democrats and independents can support. Just as importantly, I did not recently move to this area to run for Congress. I have lived here for almost a decade. I am not a career politician. I have been vetted by the American defense and intelligence communities. I have no political or personal baggage that a sophisticated and well-funded campaign like Don Byers or the AOC-backed political machine could dig up. Make no mistake, the Democrats will be ready to play dirty on day one, and I am the only campaign ready to take them on. I hope you will vote for me as your first choice on May 21st at the convention, and thank you again for letting me address you remotely. Okay, we're going to go in alphabetical order, so help me out because I'll just have to sit here.
By first or last name?
By last name. Monica's first.
Just 1 minute?
No, 3, I'm sorry. 3 minutes.
Wow.
So much.
Wait. Gotta get my phone. The timer. Okay, sorry. 3 minutes.
Well, as I was saying, I usually don't talk that much. I'm more of a listener. That's what I want to do this year. I want to listen to you guys. So please write to me at my info at monicacarpio.com because it's not just me who reads the emails, it's a bunch of us. We're going to read your emails and we are going to think about what matters to you. I want to say that during the last few months, I thought about running since not just 2 or 3 months ago, I thought about running since basically 2 years ago. And I met Mr. Youngkin on May 21st last year at the convention, and I told him, Mr. Youngkin, because I went there to vote for Pete Snyder actually. But then I met Mr. Youngkin there and I said, Mr. Youngkin, I'm thinking I'm gonna run for Congress, even though you might think it's crazy. And he said, I don't think it's crazy at all. And he introduced me to his wife, Suzanne. She's very nice, got to know her, and they said that that's a great idea. I want to change Northern Virginia. We moved here for the schools. We used to live in DC, and I want to make Northern Virginia what it was that we came here for. Good schools, conservative values. Virginia is not Maryland, Virginia is not DC, and I know we're so close to DC, but still Virginia. Virginia is red, Virginia is conservative, Virginia is a great place, and I know that Mr. Youngkin one day is gonna run for president, and I'm gonna support him, and I'm telling you this now. He will run for president one day. He and Mr. DeSantis are my favorite governors. I have many politicians that I like, and I guess I have the time now to share with you who I like. I like Senator Rand Paul because he stood up to that crazy madman, Dr. Fauci, who should be in jail like Karina says she's right. I would put him in jail as well. What he did to society, not just the United States, but all over the world, what he did was terrible. You can't keep people locked up for 2 years, tell them they can't work, and then just throw money at them, just print money. That's insane. So basically that man is crazy. So another politician that I like is Rick Scott, and I actually met him this week. That was surreal, because I really like Senator Scott, ex-governor of Florida, and he told me that he was going to go meet Mr. Trump this week, and I said, say hi from me, and I would love his endorsement, because I would, because I don't think it would hurt me, because I speak Spanish, and I'm going to do great. So I'm going to do great with the Spanish voters, so it would not even hurt me. It might have hurt Mr. Youngkin, but it wouldn't hurt me. I love Mr. Trump. I have no problem with him at all. I think that he tells it like it is, and I like that directness. I feel very comfortable with that because of my background. Latin people are more direct, sometimes too blunt, I guess, but they just say what they think. Okay, it's time now. I guess I spoke for 3 minutes, and it's hard to believe, but I guess I did. Okay.
JeffJordanForCongress.com, Jeff at JeffJordanForCongress.com. That's where you can put your investment in vote or in help to my campaign. You trusted me in 2020. I'm asking you to trust me again. And you say, what's different from then to now? It's the environment. That's the biggest factor that has changed. And I'll stand on what I said before about Don Beyer and sticking it to him that everything that we are experiencing can be directly brought back to him. Point blank. My top 3 issues: economy, education, law and order, in that order. Because your wallet matters, your kids matter, and our community matters. And when it comes to law and order, I will reiterate what I stated in my opening. That I've been endorsed by Tom Homan, the former acting director of Immigration and Customs Enforcement, with more endorsements coming at the national and state level. So that's its own kind of momentum. I'm appealing to delegates because this is a convention, not to the broad spectrum as I would in a primary, as some candidates are. It's completely different. We can win this year. We will win this year. And I will be back again and again and again, because even Frank Wolf took 7 times to win. I thank you for your support last time. I look forward to your support this time. Please come see me, talk to me. I'm happy to answer any of your questions. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Rosie, for putting all of this together, not only for us here in the 8th, but I know you also did it earlier today for the 11th. Thank you for doing that. So a round of applause for Rosie. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
My name is Heerak Christian Kim, and I'm the candidate who will give you the victory in November 8, 2022. I know it's nice to continue and chip away at the wood, but it's better to just go timber and have Don Beyer fall. I've been working to strategize to make this happen by November. That's why I'm kind of working hard across 120 communities, because there's so much at stake. We have 2023 local elections, 65 positions just in Fairfax County alone, and we have 1 or 2 Republicans. What I want to do is, after being elected to Congress, to ensure that majority, if not all of these 65 positions become Republican. Time is money. I mean, how much more can we stand of these Democrats? Destroying our country, our state, our county, our cities. You know, we don't have all the time in the world. Senate election with Tim Kaine is coming in 2024. Presidential election is coming in 2024. We need to win Northern Virginia, 8th district, 10th district, 11th district, to ensure that we get the Senate in 24 and the presidency in 24. Trump lost was both 2016 and 2020 in Virginia. And that's because of Northern Virginia. This is a critical area we need to win. If you nominate me at Virginia Convention, Virginia 8th District Convention on May 21, 2022, I will strategize with nominee from 10th District and 11th District. We will have talks throughout the mosques, Hindu communities, convert their votes to Republican. And the way I convinced mosques to let me speak to them is by saying, do you want your children to become transgender or experiment with lesbian and gay sex at age 10 because of the indoctrination? And they said no. They love their children. They want to see grandchildren. They want their children to be happy. As you know, as a Republican Party, we believe that man and a woman forms a family, and that brings happiness. And that's the platform I am using with Democrats to persuade them to join me and the Republican Party. There is no compromise. We're going to hold on to Republican values and go forward to create a great nation once again. So vote for me at the convention, because I am the candidate who will bring victory. Thank you.
Rosie, I just want to thank you for giving us a forum where we actually have time to talk about some issues. So thank you so much.
Thank you all for coming.
Yes, I again, like I said in my opening statements, the enemy is not us as Republicans. It is the woke issues that we're facing in our communities. And we're going to have to get really strong and really get willing to fight those things and talk about it. It is destroying our lives. It is destroying my children's lives. It's destroying our lives. It could destroy our businesses. And honestly, it's the tyranny of the minority, and they do not represent most of us. And we can no longer allow them to speak for us. And I will not be allowing to speak for me anymore. I don't want to be afraid. I don't want you to be afraid. And that's going to take a whole community of people rising up and say that's enough. That is enough of what you're doing in our school systems. That is enough of what you're indoctrinating them with, and that's enough taking my rights away as a parent. And what you're continuing to do in our economy every single day with these woke issues, even with the climate change things, we know so many of those things are false and the narratives are wrong. Like the windmills they say that we need, those are actually taking wood out of the rainforest and the Amazon illegally and deforesting them to bring those back here in the United States to build those windmills. Almost every single issue the Democrats have and the socialists have can be debunked. And if we're strong enough to stand against it, I believe this is the season that we can really make inroads and make a difference, because people are fed up and they're tired because they can't afford it. They can't afford it. And it's not just money that they can't afford. They can't afford it socially. They can't afford it in their education. They can't afford it at all, because we are losing our rights every time and every single day. And I will be a voice for that, and I'll fight for you. And you know, we have to have money, we have to have things to raise. And I will need to be able to raise $10 at least from every single person. If we have 100,000 Republicans and we raise $10 a person, we can beat this guy. It doesn't take us having to take money from businesses or anywhere else to do that. We can do it with just every single Republican in our district if we come together. If this is important to you and not just to me, this has got to become important to every Republican in our district. And I ask that you guys really take that and grab a hold of it and go, this is not about any of us that are up here. This is about you. This is about your family. This is about your home. This is about your taxes. This is about your future. And if we will unify, we can win this. I really believe that. I'm a numbers person. Again, I'm a business person. I see numbers. I read them. I look at stats. and I've worked on political campaigns all across the country, so I know this. And this seems ridiculous, and most people would never put the money into this district, but they don't live here. We do. So it's our responsibility to put the money there. We don't need to ask people all over the country. We need to get the help, the volunteers, and the finances from our own district. My name is Kezia Tunnell. You can find more about me at tunnelforcongress.com. Please ask me any questions. I will always answer for myself. I don't need anyone else to do that for me. So thank you so much, and I'm so thrilled you're here. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Thanks. I'm Steve Knotts, Chair of the Fairfax County Republican.